Let me record. So we have seen adding and subtracting with like fractions with common denominators, okay? Today we're going to see adding and subtracting fractions with unlike denominators, okay? So today our goal is what, do you think? If we start with unlike denominators, what's our goal? To get common denominators. Yep, you got it. Okay, so here, I'm going to talk about my process here for a second. So if I have 2/3 plus 1/2, can I start adding those?
No.
Why not?
Because
it's not a common denominator, okay? We can't just add across like we multiply, okay? So, yep, let me explain. Here's a trick. Start with your bigger denominator. What's my bigger denominator?
3.
3. Now ask yourself, does the other denominator, 2, go into 3?
No.
No. So now go back to 3. What's your next multiple of 3? 6. Now ask yourself, does 2 go into 6? Yes. So we need to change our common denominator to 6. So I'm going to take 2/3. We want to get it to equal 6 on the bottom. So what do we need to multiply our denominator by? 2. And what I do on the bottom, I have to do the same thing on the top. Let me ask you this for a second. Am I changing the value?
Yes.
Am I changing the value of the fraction?
No.
Why no? I'm not.
Because you're just putting it in
Because what am I technically multiplying by here?
2.
What's 2 divided by 2?
1.
1. I'm really just multiplying this fraction by 1. So it does not change. What do I get on the top now?
4.
I get 4. When you reduce this, don't you get back to where you started? So the value didn't change. Okay? So we have 4/6 now. So that's our 2/3. Now I need to do the same thing to 1/2. What do I need to multiply 1/2 by to get 6 on my denominator? 3. So 3 on the bottom and 3 on the top. What do I get on my numerator now? 3. And then if you reduce this, don't you get back to 1/2? Yep. So value didn't change or anything. I just changed the denominators. Now that I have them, I can add them. So now that I can add them, I have 4/6 plus 3/6. What's my denominator going to be? Yep, my denominator is going to be 6, and then add your numerators. Can I leave my answer like this? It's going to be a mixed number, so I'm going to get 1 and 1/6. Okay, so a little bit longer of a process, okay? But once you get the common denominators, it's exactly what we did yesterday, okay? Same thing with subtraction, same process, all right? Let's look at some examples. Here, what would our common denominator be? It would be, let's talk about how we get there. Where do we start? What denominator did I say you start with? Look at the bigger one. Okay, our bigger one in this case is 7. What do you ask yourself? Can 4 go into 7?
No.
No, so what's your next multiple of 7?
14.
14. Can 4 go into 14? Nope. What's the next multiple? 21? Nope. Next one? 28. Does 4 go into 28? Yes. So our common denominator is 28. I'm just going to write it up there until we forget. Okay? You guys go ahead and try to turn these fractions into a denominator with 28. So we said our common denominator was 28, right? So I'm going to start with our first fraction, 3/4. And I want to turn it into 28. What do I need to do? Multiply by 7 on the bottom and on the top. Yep, so 4 times 7 is 28. What's 3 times 7? 21. Okay, now I need to do the same thing with 1/7. How do I get 1/7 to be a denominator of 28? Multiply by 4. So 7 times 4 is 28. What's 1 times 4? 24. Now I just replace what we started with. Okay, so I have 28 over 21 plus 4 over 28. What do you notice about these two fractions?
The denominator is the same.
Denominators are the same, so we can add the numerator straight across. So our denominator stays the same. What's 21 plus 4? 25. Can I reduce this at all?
No.
Nope. Good job. So, again, why do we have these parentheses here?
To separate the negative.
Separate the negative, okay? This problem right here, really, what does it turn into? It turns into a subtraction problem, right? Okay, so I'm going to skip this one for now. Okay, I want to look at B. What kind of numbers are those?
Whole numbers. Whole.
They have whole numbers, but together they are mixed numbers, okay? What did we do yesterday when we added or subtracted mixed numbers? We separated them out, right? We took our whole numbers and then we took our fractions.
24.
We took our whole numbers and we took our fractions. Okay, we're going to do the same thing here. So what are my whole numbers?
24.
2 plus a negative 3. What are my fractions?
1/8, 2/3.
1/8 and 2/3. Okay, so, yep. What is 2 plus a negative 3?
What, -1?
Negative 1. Okay, can we add our fractions yet?
No.
No, what do we need to do?
Common.
We need to have a common denominator. What is the trick? Where do you start?
The bigger one.
Start with the bigger one. Does 3 go into 8?
No.
No, what's the next multiple of 8?
16.
16. Does 3 go into 16?
No.
What's the next one? It is 24. Does 3 go into 24? Yes, so we need to turn these into 24. Okay, I'm going to come down here. What do we need to multiply by to get 24 here? How many times does 8 go into 24? 3. So what's 1 times 3? 3. So 1/8 turns into 3 over 24. Now we need to do the same thing with 2/3, right? What do we need to multiply by to get 24?
8.
8. What's 2 times 8?
16.
16. So then we have 16 over 24. So I just replaced those. Did the value of them change?
No.
No, value stayed the same. So I have -1 plus, what do I have for my fraction? 19 over 24. Can I leave it like that? Can I leave my answer like this? No. I can leave the fraction like that. Can I leave this like this? No. What does it need to go to? It needs to be as a mixed number. So just put them together. -1 and 19 over 24. Yay or nay? Yay? All right.
Hey.
Let's look at a subtraction problem now. Same thing, right? I want to look at B. Last one we're going to look at today. Let's look at B. What do you notice about these two numbers?
They're mixed.
They're mixed numbers. So what do we do first?
Add the biggers.
Subtract.
No, you take off the whole numbers.
Separate them out. Yep, you were all right. So we have 4 minus 3
That's how you get.
plus, what are my fractions? What are my fractions? 2/3 minus 6 over 7. Okay, what's 4 minus 3? 1. Can I subtract those fractions just yet?
Yeah.
No, not yet. Why not?
Because they're not the same.
Not the same. What would our common denominator be?
21.
It would be 21. Okay, I'm going to come over here. 2/3. How would I change that to get to 21? What do I multiply by? 7 on top and bottom. What do I get for my numerator? 14. Now I need to do the same to 6 over 7. What do I need to multiply by to get 21? 3. What's 6 times 3? 18. So I have 18 over 21. So we still have our whole number 1 out here. What's 14 over 21 minus 18 over 21? What'd you say? Negative 4 over 21.
Oh.
Negative 4 over 21. Okay, can I leave it like this?
No.
Why not?
Add 1 4
Right. What is this saying though?
That is a negative. It's a negative.
1 plus a negative 4 over 21.
It's a negative.
So what is this really saying?
Negative 1.
1, it's saying subtraction, okay? So it turns into 1 minus 4 over 21. Kind of tricky.
3 over 21.
So what do we need to do here?
Keep change flip.
Can we subtract these right now? Why not? We have to turn it into fractions. See, we have another subtraction problem with fractions. So this one's 1 over 1. Can I subtract them yet?
No.
Why not?
Because the
Denominator's not the same. What would our common denominator be?
21.
21. How can I turn this into 21?
Multiply by 21.
Multiply by 21. So I would have 21 over 21 minus 4 over 21. Now can I subtract? Yes. What's my denominator? 21. And I would get 17 on the top. So it was a little bit longer of a problem. Okay? Any questions over adding and subtracting unlike fractions? No, we're okay? All right. What is your first step to add and subtract unlike fractions? Find your common denominator. You got it.